going from a home improvement.
And anytime they get quarantined, this is their recess.
To fulfilling childhood dreams.
It gets me a little emotional at times, you know?
People around Colorado.
It does get hard trying to keep that great mentality all the time.
Take chances to raise the game.
I can remember finally pushing them off into the reservoir thinking, what have I just done?
Athletes elevated. The end of 2021 is upon us, and we all know it's been another tough year.
So we decided to look at the bright side of things and show people having fun despite everything else going on.
And we're here at the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame where they celebrate all different kinds of athletes. And Ann, we all know you're an expert at cup stacking.
We're not starting this that early. This is actually about people and how they love to play.
And get out of the house. We all know that during the pandemic, we were home a lot.
And in this first story, Jaleesa Irizarry shows us that staying home was kind of the point.
Success doesn't happen overnight.
Hey, Molly.
But before the sun wakes up,
Good morning, Penny. Morning.
a commitment is made.
Dad says the ice looks good. Wanna go skate?
For the three Peacock kids,
Let's go skate.
the answer to that question will always be yes.
Are you in?
Yeah.
No matter how early it is or how exhausted they are, their fiery passion is glazed with frost. 10 feet from Darcy and Ryan Peacock's back door.
So it started with a 10 by 10 blow up from Target.
And then Darcy's like, no, next year's got to take up the whole backyard.
I mean, you might as well.
What started as a pastime
Good try, Bryson.
is now what the Peacock family does all the time.
I can
Nice
tell.
move, Molly.
Nice.
Thanks to 12-year-old Molly, who stepped onto an ice rink 8 years ago.
Our sweet little girl was out there with her little pigtails hanging out of her helmet, skating at warm-ups with the abs. I think that's just a moment none of us will ever forget.
No.
A memory that Slapshot Peacocks 2 other kids onto the rink.
And anytime they get quarantined, this is their recess.
If hockey has taught the Peacocks anything, it's that when the world shuts down, life doesn't have to.
Whenever you have ice, you could just skate.
Even when housemates
It's nice to have some people to play with.
double as teammates.
I get more aggressive and I always want to win. I just love watching my brother and sister play.
COVID and quarantine has been hard on so many people, and we certainly, feel very blessed that we were able to come together as a family.
When a world pandemic stopped all their fun,
Nice shot, buddy.
the Peacocks managed to turn their little slice of hockey heaven
Lift it.
Nice try.
into a haven of memories. Etched in ice.
Schooled by Molly.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, checked by Kipton.
Ann, I'm sure you could skate circles around me.
Well, you're not exactly coordinated enough to get on the ice. You can't even get down the hallway without tripping on something.
Well, then it's good I'm not involved in this next sport, motocross.
Ariel Orsuto takes us to the track where a rider enjoys being different.
In a world of male riders, Alyssa Fitch was born to burn her own path.
So my dad and my grandpa decided that my sister and I were so into it that when we could start riding a bicycle without training wheels, we could ride a dirt bike. He really wanted a boy, and he was so pumped that I was into the sport as much as I was because he loved it. He still does to this day.
And from the moment she first tucked her long hair into her helmet, Fitch understood she had a clear target on her back.
Their parents hated it. Like, they could not stand when I would beat their son or something. So it was kind of difficult because the parents all were like, go beat her, like, don't let a girl beat you, so.
But in a few short years, a lot changed.
I love racing with the boys or the men now, because when you do, like, they're so pumped when you like pass them or something, like, dang, like she was on the gas, like that's really cool. Or hitting a big jump that, some of the guys don't do, that's really cool.
The support came flowing in, but no one was more supportive than her husband, Robert, a fellow pro motocross rider.
Extremely supportive. He probably pushes me more now to do things just to continue to progress and go faster and faster than what I'm willing to do.
And now she's raising the bar to inspire the next generation.
You know, I'm a mom of 2 that are now racing. My son is super competitive and really trying to go somewhere with it. So I kind of do it for fun now.
Really cool because like all the things that you get to watch her do, and like having the experience of being able to ride with your mom, like the race her and all that. It's really fun.
It's really good for him to be experiencing what it takes and the level of respect and the attitude that you have to have in the spotlight going through those rings.
Coming up next, a boy giving up his seat on the school bus.
Should I ride the bus today? Will they allow me to ride the bus today?
This next story is about water, risk, and life-threatening danger. You do know how to swim, right?
Seriously, I'm Filipino. We're an island people.
Well, in Colorado, we're mountain people.
That's exactly why I did a story on a boy from Summit County who found a new way to school while making a statement. In the world of getting things done, there are kids like Josh Smith.
I'm 13, so I can cook like eggs, bacon, toast.
He's an active 7th grader at Summit Middle School in Frisco.
You gotta be like mischievous.
Like many school districts around Colorado, Summit County has a problem.
When I began school, it was kind of hard. Every day I'd have to text or call my mom and say like, should I ride the bus today? Will they allow me to ride the bus today?
Not enough bus drivers means not enough seats. While sitting down to eat with his dad, Jason, Josh said something intriguing.
One night around dinner, Josh just said, "Hey, Dad, would you mind if I kayak to school?" And some kids, if they say that, you just kind of laugh it off and say, "Yeah, sure, no problem." But I knew if he asked it, he was probably planning on doing it, and I needed to be careful in my response.
So when the conditions are right, Josh gets up early.
Bye, Mom.
To give up his seat on the school bus.
I would decide to just kayak to school because I always want to do something cool that I'll remember for my whole life, and I will remember this for my whole life.
I can remember finally pushing him off into the reservoir thinking, what have I just done?
Josh sets out on Dillon Reservoir.
Just throw my bag in the front, hope I don't capsize and get to school.
The route is 2 miles long.
I really like how every time I do it, the sun rises, like when I'm in the middle of the lake, and the whole lake is really smooth and like glass.
The view is strictly Colorado.
I just think it's really pretty and stuff, and I think it's worth it.
The danger is real, but Dad is always watching.
I try and follow him just because, you know, part of my job as dad is to protect him and keep him from doing stupid stuff or getting in trouble.
If Dad's always there,
Well, I always check my time. I always keep an eye on the time.
why not just drive Josh to school?
When my now 13-year-old boy approaches me and wants to do something out of his comfort zone, wants to stretch himself a little bit, wants to do something different, something unique, something that's a challenge, I gotta back that up.
Though this wasn't the original plan, Josh's kayak commute is having an unintended effect.
We called the Summit Daily, and they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're putting you in the newspaper. And then all of these news channels wanted me and everything. And now if New York wanted to have me go there, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
He is creating a national awareness of the worker shortage in schools.
I've got a client in Detroit, Michigan who called me and said, is your son's name Josh? We heard about him on the radio this morning.
And I think he's just an example of the kind of thinking that's in this community. You know, he reflects our community.
Roy Crawford is superintendent of Summit County Schools. He hopes added interest can lead to solutions for a small district that had to cut nearly half of its bus runs.
People don't travel here for that kind of work. So I think because of our isolation and because of our remoteness, it really limits the pool more than it might in more populous parts of the state.
If it gives them some more attention, shines a light on them, then we think it's a positive.
A kayak trip, reaching places Josh never imagined.
I think that everyone is just intrigued by it because they've never heard anything like it.
Though the weather over Lake Dillon is changing, Josh still plans to get it done.
When the lake freezes over and when it's too cold for me to do it, I'm gonna cross country ski to the school. So I'm gonna cross country ski across the lake.
After the break, a softball player, not built for the game.
That somebody's willing to put forth the effort to watch somebody succeed.
So Ann, did you know that I play shortstop for the 9U softball team?
Yeah, I heard you lead the team in errors and strikeouts. Well done, Nelson.
Only when I'm on the field.
In this next story I shot with Katie Eastman, we found a player that's clearly better than him.
What if I burp?
When the what ifs pile up,
I realize I am gonna grunt.
the worst is easy to imagine.
I gotta quit making that sound.
And sometimes those worries come true.
Oh no, I have to burp.
It's how Devin Prisilek found out.
They're getting the view of my arm right now.
The game wasn't built for her, so she'd have to work even harder.
Warm up! If you ask any people who are born with limb differences, they'll definitely say that it does get hard. Trying to keep that great mentality all the time is very difficult.
You never expect to go out into the field and be like, oh, your best player is the girl with one arm. Like, you don't expect to hear that or see that, but she proves it.
I just always thought I could do anything. Well, I had that mentality because of my mother. If you interview her, she'll tell you I told her can't was never in her vocabulary. She can never say no. She can't do something.
Sorry. Oh my. You know it tickles. It's
Mom Michelle has been by Devin's side since day one.
Why do you laugh? I don't get it.
So
Sometimes to the embarrassment of her teenage daughter.
I feel like it's a little excessive.
It tickles so bad.
When Devin was born with one arm, Michelle just saw a little girl with a world of possibilities ahead of her. She watched her learn to tie her shoes on her own, compete on a cheerleading squad.
You're going to be a famous one-handed softball player.
And just a few years ago, make a varsity softball team her first year playing.
But I do love watching you grow and become the young adult that you're supposed to be.
Not in jail or anything like that.
Moms are supposed to worry about the what ifs, even when their daughters never give them a reason to.
Hey, two-down, plays that one, he's shooting two!
It was not that I didn't think she could do it. We just needed to know that someone, the coaches were willing to take her on and think outside the box.
Wheels!
Coach Paul saw Devin's potential and wanted to see it grow.
I noticed she was behind everything. So every ball she was hitting on a quicker pitcher was going the opposite direction.
It could be like a full swing where I'm like all my might and power, but then the ball just drops. I stopped it, I never follow through.
Devin had to choke up too high on the bat's handle.
Good eye.
Her coach wondered, what if a company could make something different?
Let's go.
So Paul,
get her in.
He made some calls.
This one is with our newest bat, the purple and black one.
An Axe bat answered.
She needed barrel control. She needed to have a bat that was weighted correctly. And those are all things that our team were able to design.
The company tailor makes bats for professional players. But their most extreme customization,
the barrels are the same length,
is for a high schooler.
So it's like a normal bat, but the handle is shorter.
I offered to pay for it. I offered to do it. They didn't want nothing. They said just the gratitude of making something for Devin. They're behind her 100%. Wheels, go!
I choke up thinking about that because
even when Devin goes off to college next year, moments like this make it easy for Mom to imagine the best.
That somebody's willing to put forth the effort to watch somebody succeed.
Let's go, D! Nice hit! Atta girl! I officially put a sticker on my water bottle that says softball mom. I finally caved.
It's only natural for people to wonder, what if?
She can hear my every gulp.
Because some fears become reality.
It's all right, Devin. Brush it off.
But Devin makes the people around her wonder, what if there's another way?
There you go!
Finally, a skater on a mission.
Going big right there in front of my face.
And a wrestling wardrobe necessity.
I just have a style people don't really know.
Did you know that the most important piece of wrestling equipment is the socks?
I thought the saying was, it's got to be the shoes.
Nope, as Scotty Gaines shows us, you can't have the shoes without the socks.
To be a champion, you've got to have some swagger.
I just have a style people don't really know, so I just keep it different every time.
Kenny Silas has been socking his opponents for the last 3 years.
I wear these socks every year at state. I got 2 titles in them right now, trying to make it 3 tonight.
Time and again, Kenny's Milk and Cookies state championship socks have given him the motivation he needs.
Because that's my go-to after I win.
Brighton's Cookie Monster entered the state finals, a 2-time champ, sporting his 2 Smack Time socks.
I just making my own style, making it different, and making it mine. That's how it's fun.
With his socks both delicious and quick,
Go, go!
Kenny won his 3rd straight title to end his high school career.
It's the best feeling coming from a smaller town. I've been putting on for our city for a while now, and it was nice going out on top.
3 straight state championships to end Kenny's career with the Magic Socks with him the entire way. Now all that's left to do is to celebrate. Milk and Chips Ahoy for the state champion boy.
Yeah, that's a definite tonight.
Now, if you aren't sure how to add some style into your life, learn from Kenny and start from the ground up.
And I know that you like to wear funky socks as well.
And your socks are funky for a different reason.
Thanks a lot. How are you on a skateboard, by the way?
I'm pretty good, but I'm not as good as the people in Mark Salinger's story.
He takes us to Salida, where we meet a man who's trying to redefine what it means to be a mountain sport.
Progress takes time.
I mean, I learned everything I know in this little hole in the ground right here, you know?
Time to build, get better, and grow. Derek Scott learned that in a graffiti-covered skate park in Salida.
If anything gets me emotional, it's this place. This is where I did my first ever skateboard contest when I was 10 years old. And oh!
The walls were steeper back then.
I know what looked bigger because I was small. It always looked bigger then.
But even this pro skater realizes his sport has never been big in this town.
Salida is known for its river. We are known for the Arkansas River. It's a huge rafting town.
Tucked away between some of Colorado's highest peaks. The skate park in Salida never stood out.
Yep.
I think we went to the wrong one.
Well, there's no wrong one. It's still a skate park, right? Still having fun. Well, you gotta go check out that other one too.
But just like his skills, Derek's hometown is growing. One trick at a time.
Because this is the wrong one. This is the wrong skate park. Ah, just stepping off right there.
Progress.
Oh, Dean, going big right there in front of my face.
That Derek dreamed about growing up.
We're gonna start with the 7 and under.
After making it big in California and skating in competitions around the world.
Alrighty, here comes Sutton.
He wanted to come home.
Rolling down into the top of the ramp right now.
And give kids in his hometown the chance to skate like pros.
Solid, good pushes across the skate park.
A skate competition.
It was fun.
Opened the new park that Derek helped bring to Salida.
I was crying. It was amazing.
It was pretty awesome. His first competition of his whole life, really.
We've got 14,500 square feet of concrete gold out here, and I want to see you utilize all of it. If this music doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will.
Funding, planning, and building isn't usually what a pro athlete focuses on. This project is worth it.
I think skateboarding should be for everybody and not just for boys.
10-year-old Emma Litwiller practiced for this day. She drove from Breckenridge just to skate here.
Emma is destroying this whole entire park. What she got? Axle stall right here.
I love having girls like skating with me because I feel like it's not just me out there.
All right, ladies, we got about 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. Let me see what you got. Salida, give it up for these ladies.
A sport teaching more than just tricks.
I'm gonna go skate the big bowl. You can come skate it with me if you want. All right, cool. A skateboard has taken me all around the world, and it's created a life for me. And I want the youth here and the people around my area to know what this little piece of wood can do for you. It's honestly like, it gets me a little emotional at times, you know? Like, it's surreal to have this place here and to have that kind of support from my community. I mean, this is what I wanted to do since I was a little kid.
A hole in the ground and a piece of wood took Derek a long way. Now the future pros have a place to throw here.
Nice job, Emma.
That little kid looks like she could be the next skateboard star from Salida.
And you saw her here first.
Thanks for joining us for Athletes Elevated.
And thanks to the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame for hosting us. After the year we've had, hopefully people can have their spirits elevated when they find time to play.
Happy holidays and Happy New Year, even to you, Nelson.
Oh, thanks. And I'll race you around the museum.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hey, wait!